Back in college, I felt completely stuck. I was chasing a degree I didn't care about, working jobs I hated just to survive, and wondering if this is all life had to offer. But then I learned about this one choice, and after making the right decision, everything changed. Now I'm doing what I love. I have a coaching business on the side, and I no longer feel like I'm just getting through the days. I feel like I'm living through each day and I'm loving it. And if you want the same outcome, then you've got to understand what this one choice is because it will define your next 5 years. But first, before I get into that choice, I need you to understand that where you are now does not determine where you'll be later. So if you're in a bad spot right now, it does not mean that later you'll just be stuck in a bad spot. And if you're in a good spot right now, it does not mean that later on you'll be in a good spot. Now think about Diddy. Yeah, think about Diddy. We rocked with him. He was cool. He was on top, you know? But now where is he? In jail. Nobody cares for Diddy anymore because he's a creep. Being called Diddy, P. Diddy, is an insult now. So where he was, people rock with him. He's cool. We all think he nice. He's making money. Later on, he's downhill. People think he's a weirdo. Being called P. Diddy is an insult. I think he's in jail. Like, he definitely changed. He went from up to down. Now, I don't know if you know about David Goggins, but he's a role model of mine. And this guy, his life story was so crap. He grew up getting abused left and right. I'm talking about beat the mess down, okay? He was in a school that was so racist to him. He should have been a statistic. He should have been like a drug dealer. He should have been in jail. He should have been like the people on the streets who just don't make much of their life. And I'm not saying this like judging wise. I'm literally repeating what he said himself. He was down bad, right? But now he's influenced millions of people. He's a millionaire. He's been recognized by the government, I think. Not the government, the military. He is an honored figure. He is an author. He is an icon. When he started, he was in the trenches when he started. Now he's at the top. So where you are does not determine where you'll be. So what does determine that? The formula. Okay? This one formula determines where you'll be. And you have control over this. You have control. So what is this formula? It's this. Reality equals your mindset plus behavior times time. That is what will determine where you'll be in life. Whether you'll be, you're down, you'll be up, or up, you'll be down. That determines it. So think about this. Think about a skinny person, right? Who has a lazy mindset. They just lay around, they watch TV, they don't care about anything, and they have unhealthy behaviors. So they eat fast food, they don't exercise, they're drinking late at night, they don't take care of their health. Now imagine that this skinny person with the lazy mindset and the unhealthy behaviors, they keep doing the same things for 10 days straight. What happens to them? They're still skinny. What about 5 years? They're fat. They're fat. It's that simple. Mindset plus behaviors times time. Your reality will always catch up to your mindset behaviors over time. You don't have control over time, but you have control over your mindset behaviors. Now let's flip it. Let's say there's a fat person. And when I say fat, I know a lot of people are so sensitive nowadays. I don't mean a derogatory term. So if you're getting sensitive because I'm saying that, then you need to do some internal work. You need to do some shadow work. You need to look inside because the only thing triggering you is you. Okay, now anyway, think about a fat person who has a active mindset and they have healthy behaviors. So the active mindset is, okay, I'm gonna be doing things. I'm gonna be on my grind. I'm gonna go for a walk. I want to be moving around. The active mindset. So it's encouraging them to do the right behaviors. And now the behaviors is to eat healthy. They work out. They get enough sleep. They move more. Now they're doing this for 10 days. What happens? Nothing. They're still big. And most people in this area, they would just quit because they don't see any results. They don't see any change. And they think it's not happening. It is happening, but you need more time. So what happens when 5 years pass? And it doesn't have to be 5 years. It could be just like 6 months. But just to be like, exaggerate the example, 5 years, they're skinnier. Why? Because they had the right mindset plus right behaviors. And when enough time passed, the reality changed to reflect their mindset and behavior. That's it. So that's what's going to determine where you are. Your mindset and behaviors times time. And to make this even more concrete, I want to break down the 1% rule. And this is going to come down to the choice you got to make, okay? So I learned about the 1% rule in the very beginning of my self-improvement journey. And this alone is what changed my life entirely. I learned about this in Atomic Habits by James Clear. If there's any book you read that book. That book will change your life. From the very beginning of the book, the author, James Clear, is talking about the 1% rule, which states, if you get better by 1% every day for a year, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. So your health, your finances, your relationships, your discipline, your money will be 37 times better if you get 1% better every day. But if you don't get 1% better, if you don't get better at all, by the end of the year, you'll be worse off than when you started. So your health, your finances, your relationships, your well-being, what it is right now, will be worse. Now, note, in this rule, he did not say your life will stay the same. He said it's either going to go up or go down. As time passes, your life is going to change. Change is a constant force. The seasons change. Morning turns into night. Everything is changing. As are you. So you're never going to stay the same. You can't stop that you're going to change. But you can influence how you change through this 1% rule. So all I'm asking you to do, the choice I'm asking you to do, is to add 1% mindsets and 1% behaviors into your life. That is it. I'm not asking you to do a lot. I'm asking you to do 1%. Because if you make the choice to intentionally improve by 1%, improve your mind by 1%, improve your habits by 1%, your life will be 37 times better. And where you are right now will be very different. So what are some habits that you can add into your life? What are some 1% mindset habits and 1% behaviors? I'm just going to give you the things I do, but this is something you can think about, or we can think about it together. If you want some one-on-one help, all you got to do is click the first link in my bio. But ultimately, for the mindset habits, I would say read 5 pages of a good book. And I'm going to have on the third link will be mindset resources so that you can figure out, like, you can get some books that I recommend, leaders you should listen to, music you can listen to help improve your mindset. But I'd say read 5 pages of a book every single day. If you read 5 pages of a book every day, by the end of the month, you'll have read at least 1 book. And because the majority of people, when they get out of high school, don't read anymore. But the millionaires, the self-made millionaires, read 4 books a month. If you start reading more, you're going to be in the top % very soon. Next thing is, for your mindset, be in silence more. Be in silence. Cut off low vibrational messages. Like, get away from negativity. Get away from people bringing fear and stress into your life. That's all low vibrational, and I definitely will make another video on that. Meditate for 2 minutes a day. These are just a few things you can add in. And as far as your 1% behavior habits, this really all comes down to you. Like, you just think, like, literally think, what can you do every day to get 1% better? Like, what behaviors can you do? In the beginning, for me, the 1% that I did was to keep my rug swept and to keep my breader full of water. That was it. And by doing those 2 things, I built my discipline up, which made it a lot easier for me to do the things I normally don't feel like doing, like reading more, like writing, like learning more about business. Most of the things I would push off because of lack of discipline. But because I was doing the 1% thing, my discipline improved. Because keeping your rug swept, keeping your breader full, most of the times, I did not feel like doing it, but I had to make myself do it because I was like, this is going to be my 1%. And over time, doing the things I didn't feel like doing, but doing it anyway, got easier. And that translated to other things, like washing my dishes, cleaning my bed, making sure my bathroom is clean. I didn't feel like doing it, but because I have done so many times, swept my carpet, put my breader full of water when I didn't want to do it, it was easier for me to feel that same feeling of resistance and push past it. And that's how beautiful the 1% rule is. It's like these small things that you don't think will correlate to anything bigger actually do. And they change your life for the better. So now you know your choice. Are you going to get better by 1% every day? Because if you do, your life will get better. I promise you. And if you don't, your life will get worse. I promise you. Make the right choice. I believe in you. You've got this.